It feels like it's been so dang long since I picked up the camera. In reality, it's been like 4 or 5 days, but it's one of those things that if I don't do it, I just feel weird. Like if I don't go to the gym, it feels weird. If I don't vlog a certain day or for a few days straight, it feels really, really weird. It's like I'm addicted to vlogging now. It's really strange. Definitely strange in a good way though. What we have going on right now is tearing apart the FRS. We're kind of going through, buttoning up a lot of things. We'll be adding to the front splitter we already started building, and then kind of just going through, doing a one-over, making sure everything is tight, making sure we're all good to go. We have a few other things to put on, including those fender braces. Yeah, we need to get these fenders pulled off and clearance a bunch of stuff for the turning radius so we can actually drive and turn the car. I already did a bunch of that, but we need to do a few more things. The frame rail back there is hitting a little bit up here. Nothing crazy. It's just now that I'm running a lot more camber than last setup, we need to clearance a few more things. Oh yeah, and the sway bar end links up in there are hitting the body as well, so we got to clearance that out. All right, so we got the fender off. I'm trying to throw on the fender brace right now, and it's pretty clear and evident how it sits. It bolts on to those 2 door bolts right there, 2 hinge bolts down there, and then there's 2 holes right there. As you can see, that should line up. I can get to the back of that one pretty easily to get a bolt through the backside or nut on the backside. This one right here though, it's nearly impossible. I don't know how you're supposed to get a freaking bolt on the backside of that. There's no way to get back there. So I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do there. I guess let's do some shenanigans and figure it out. There's pretty much no way to get to this hole right here. I found the only way I could is to drill all of these spot welds out, pull that cover off, and hopefully be able to get to the backside and then spot weld that thing back on. But is it really worth it? Not in my opinion. It's kind of debatable already if these fender braces do anything. So I'm gonna call that a day right there. We gotta move on to the other side and get the other side fender brace on. And then we need to do a lot of clearancing for the wheels. All right, so we have some major rubbing issues to fix. We got that fender brace on, but yeah, let's move on to this rubbing issue. So every time you wide body an FRS or BRZ, there's this frame rail right here you have to trim. I already trimmed it when I first wide bodied the car, but now with the new setup, as you can see, it hits and allows the tire not to spin. So we got to, I'm probably just gonna heat that up, bend that in. The bag is also hitting right there, so we're gonna have to pull the bag off and clearance that out a little bit. Clearancing meaning freaking heat it up and dent that as well. A little bit up front, nothing major, but obviously when you're driving it'll spin, but it's gonna destroy the tires. So I'm gonna pull this wheel off, get everything clearanced out, and go drive the car with no front end on it, just like how it is. Let's pull this wheel off and get that front and rear clearanced out. I'll save the bag for later. Okay, that was extremely aggressive. I probably smushed it a lot more than I needed to, but at least I know now that it will never rub right there. I do have this little end cap on there that came stock, which I will be welding back on once I confirm that it's done rubbing. But yeah, it's kind of gnarly, guys. I feel like this is the stuff no one really ever shows you when building a car. It's not the fun stuff. It's just like the dreaded work that even I don't want to show you, but I feel like I need to show you guys everything in case any of you watching ever want to build like a wide body FRS or any wide body, or build any car in the world, I guess. There's always little things like this that we just did that you kind of forced to do that you don't want to do. It kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Let's move on to the front. All right, we got everything clearanced out, I think. Let's throw this thing back together, get it on the ground. Obviously leave the fenders and the bumper off. Go drive it and make sure we don't have any rubbing issues whatsoever. Oh yeah, you can tell right off the bat, it is so much better. Very, very minimal rubbing. A little bit of rubbing is to be expected with specs like these, like being so wide and so much camber. And I think with the kit on, it's gonna rub on the fenders a little bit anyway. But I'm pretty happy with how it's sitting right now. This thing looks absolutely ridiculous with no front end on it. It's kind of wild looking, to be honest. Wow. You can really see how much camber there is and how much these wheels actually stick out. Look at that, guys. That's freaking nuts. From here, we pretty much just have to head back to the house. I need to pull the bags off and clearance the bags. Those are rubbing a little bit, so clearance those so they don't pop. And then weld up the frame caps, coat everything, and we should be able to move on to building a splitter for this car. So I just got the bag off. This looks very, very strange to me. And if anyone else on Air Ride thinks this looks kind of weird, let me know. It looks like my bag is separating. Do you guys see that? Is that kind of weird or not? Drop a comment down below. I'm gonna hit up Airlift though, or maybe Bag Riders. I got these from Bag Riders and see what they have to say about that. That's it's kind of weird because these bags are not that old. We do have a little clearance issue right here. This guy was rubbing on that, as you can see, not a big deal. I'll probably just heat that up a little bit, push it in, and then we can get this bag back on the car. I figured while I'm down here, I'm gonna clean up the whole fender well, mask off all of the stuff I don't want painted, and actually I'll just be using this rubberized undercoating, this black stuff right here. It goes on brown, but it dries black. So I'll clean all that up and spray it all black to make it look nice and new looking again. Well, this is how far we got today. The front is pretty much all done. I do need to raise that bag just a tiny bit. And then on the passenger side, we need to throw a little bit of positive camber on there, just so we have a little bit more flush of a fitment. I don't really like that tucked look. I'm all about that flush life, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are. And then we do have to adjust this fender as well. As you can see, this gap right here is kind of whack. I know I said we were gonna get that front splitter made, but simply put, I just don't feel like it. We kind of ran out of time. I've been beat working on that thing all day and it's getting late. So if I want to get this video tomorrow, I have to go edit it right now. But before we end out this video, guys, take a look at the sunset with the STI. It looks absolutely amazing. That is freaking gorgeous. I'm gonna go ahead and end out the video right here. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for tomorrow. We will get that splitter made and the STI may be going to a new home as well. I'll see you guys then.